Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the HRL Quarantine Questionnaire. We got another episode here. I'm with the driver of the S25, the E816, the S88, the E35, the H300, which I also call Old Stuffy Breakback, the H79, the S48, the F79, the T125, the S20, the F9, the A47, which I call Blowover Bobby, the F135, the E30, the E54, the National Mod 66, the GNH4, the JS5, the JS72, the Y1, the T25, his own, and the T25 of Brandon Kennedy, the T5, the T35, the A60, and soon to be the GP25. Did I get them all?
I have no clue. I'm assuming it sounds like it. It was a lot.
So that's more than 25 boats, which is, pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So out of all of those boats that you've driven, what would be your favorite boat, Mr. Bobby Kennedy?
Oh, well, most sentimental boat to me would be my grandfather's S25. Bought it off of Mike Grandel, and it was my first 2.5 stock, and that thing just rocked like as soon as we bought it. My first 2.5 stock weekend stepping up in the class was Valleyfield. Like, what a place to step up in the class at on the T-boat. But
yeah, no pressure at all, right?
That one and Greg Barker's. I mean, Greg Barker's boat is just, man, I love that thing.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's super fast, and it's always super well maintained, and you're always a competitor when you're driving that one. But it's got to be tough to decide when you're driving that many boats over your career, and you're not that old. It's pretty impressive.
I'm finding some gray hairs. I'm getting there.
Yeah. At least they don't grow on the top of your head, though, right?
No, it's all my beard. I don't have anything up there anymore.
Yeah, me neither, buddy. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Bobby Kennedy, one of the Kennedy clan, a fourth-generation driver. Bobby, tell me something about the Kennedy clan that we don't know.
We race boats. I don't know what there is that nobody knows. I mean, we're kind of an open book. I mean, what you see is what you get. So
am I right on the fourth generation? Is that right?
Yeah. Yep. It started with my great-grandfather. He started driving, then my grandfather, my grandmother, my uncle, me, Brandon, my mom, Brandon's wife, Carson. So, and then my brother raced outboards too. So.
Yeah. What about your brothers? Are they going to race, you think?
They were planning on, I guess, getting in a skiff this year. So.
Oh, cool.
One wants to ride in a skiff. The other one wants to drive a 2.5 stock. So I don't know. We'll throw.
I wasn't sure if your mom was going to let them drive.
Yeah, she's just a nervous wreck. I think that's what they make Prozac for or something.
Yeah. Well, it's not easy being a racing parent, I'm sure. My parents are the same way.
I would hate to have to sit there and watch someone race all the time.
I'm sure it won't be long until you're in that boat, man.
Yeah.
So, Bobby, in racing, who is your biggest inspiration?
My uncle. It's always been my uncle since day one. Watching him race as I was growing up, I would be playing as I was little on the playground, and I knew when he was about to race, I'd stop and run to the shore and watch him race, and then after he's done, I'd go back to playing. It's always him.
Well, he's done so much in the sport, it's hard not to look up to George. He's done a lot for a lot of people, so I can understand that one.
Yeah. I mean, it's his driving. It's just his all-around character, how he is. He's just a great guy to be inspired by in the sport.
Oh, I agree. All right, Bobby. Coors Light or Bud Light?
Definitely Bud. I don't drink that other water. I mean, they're both water. Don't get me wrong, but if I have to pick one.
Yeah, I'm the same. You wouldn't turn down a Coors though if there was no buds. Right?
Oh, dude, you can hand me Milwaukee's Best or Pabst Blue Ribbon. I'm not going to turn it
down. Boxers or briefs?
Boxers.
All right. Me
I
too.
mix it up a little bit. I wear a little bit of both. Sometimes I wear nothing. So.
I think Donnie Allen told me he wears a hybrid. I don't know.
A hybrid. I don't know what that is.
So, other than me, who's the best driver you've ever raced against?
Man, that's hard to say. That is hard. I've raced against a lot of people. I've learned a lot from a lot of people. I mean, even if I race against a rookie, I'll learn something from him. I mean, every time you go on the race course, you learn something. So,
yep. It's a tough question.
It's hard. I mean, like I've had great battles with you in the 2.5 stocks. We've had a lot of good battles. Dan Canfouche, Mike Monahan. But I want to say the toughest person that I had to ever race against is Jeff Bernard. Like me and him, you should have seen us in APBA fighting for lanes. We were fighting for lanes before the boats were even in the water. We were seeing who's the crane first to get the right spot, to leave the pits, to go out there to park, to get the lane one, It was wild.
He's a tough competitor, man.
Oh yeah, he is.
What would you think, in your opinion, is the best paint job ever on a boat?
Best paint job ever on a boat? Oh man, that is hard. There's a lot of good looking boats.
I know.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really look at paint. I mean, I look at paint jobs, but I don't like sit there and like it's a good looking paint job. But I gotta say, I think one that I sticks out in my mind is when Bert and Jeff came out with the GP. It was the Deepwater?
Yep.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Had those wood grain decks.
When they came out with that, with just the blue and the wood grain looking decks, that was awesome looking.
No, I agree. It was badass.
Yeah, so that one probably sticks out in my mind the most.
Yep. No, I've heard multiple people say that. It was a great paint job for sure.
At least I'm not the only one that thinks that.
No, for sure not. What do you think would be your favorite race course if you had one to pick? And everybody says Valleyfield, so if Valleyfield's your answer, what's your next favorite?
My favorite race course? No, it's not around anymore, but Kent Island, Maryland. It's shaped just like Valleyfield, but it's it's flipped. The first turn's the tight turn, and then the second turn's, I wouldn't say big turn, but it's a little bigger than the first turn. So, I mean, you go down there and you're going down there 8 wide and you all slam it in the corner. It's like, well, here we go.
Somebody's going to hook,
just imagine going into turn 2 with Valleyfield 8 wide and trying to turn. That's how Kent Island was. So, and plus it had a residential roller at the starting line. The roller was always there. So if you didn't watch it, you'd launch off that thing.
Yeah, and then you'd be extra loose.
Yeah, it was a fun course. So definitely Kent Island, Maryland.
Oh, nice. All right, so do you even lift, bro?
Do I even lift? I mean, I help get groceries out of the car.
I've seen your push-up videos. You're doing pretty good on those.
Yeah, I mean, I can do push-ups. I mean, I can't remember the last time I I worked out. Yeah, I used to work out, and then I met my fiance, and I was like, no sense of working out anymore. Got her. So, no, I used to work out, but not anymore.
All right, who do you think the best starter is in all the HRL?
I don't know, man. That's hard. I mean, if you watch like the HRL like starts of the year, there's so many different boats in there. I mean, I
know.
There's one guy who sticks out of my brain. When he hits it, but it's kind of hard to catch him on a good day. Paul Barber. I mean,
yeah.
If you watch, like, he'll hit some good starts, and then he'll have some bad luck in the first turn and get sawed off or something. That dude has it. He's a good driver, but he gets a streak of bad luck that he doesn't even, something will find him and he'll spin out, and not his fault. But
he's probably had the worst luck of any driver in the last 10 years that I know of. Like,
for sure. Yeah.
So
yep.
No, I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that. Paul Barber, best starter.
Yeah,
right?
I gotta light a match under Paul. He's his Jones that he's running for Hearn. That thing's smoking fast. So, once he gets every little thing fixed that needs to be fixed, that thing's gonna be pretty freaking hard to catch. So.
Yeah, those 350 Jones boats are fast, and the 30 was always really fast too. And they just haven't made their mark in the HRL yet. There's so many fast Hendersons, so it's tough to. A lot of guys don't know how to set them up. I know they handle a little differently, so
yeah.
I think once he gets his stuff together, they're gonna be fast, man.
Yeah.
So would you say that you would use like soap or body wash?
I use body wash. There's no chance of dropping it.
Especially in those community showers.
Yeah, and there's I don't know, there's horror stories of that campground shower at Valleyfield. You just don't want to get caught in the wrong time in there.
Yeah, I try and go super early, like before all the other drivers get up. So
I try to like right after the races, just hit the shower, and hopefully not too many hammered people are walking in there.
Yeah, you're taking your chances after the races for sure.
Oh yeah.
What would you say your favorite food is on race weekends?
You're all going to criticize me because I can't pronounce it right, but poutine.
That's pretty close.
Yeah,
poutine. Yeah, that's what most of the English people call it.
There will be weekends I go, like when I'm racing up in the HRL. I'll be, that's all I'll eat on the weekends. Like, I won't eat anything else. I mean, I pay for it on Monday, but it's worth it.
Yeah. Well, you guys don't have the same kind of poutine down there, do you?
No, we do. In Michigan, we have some spots that have it, but there's some that are like it, and some that it's like you push it back. You're like, yeah, can I get something else? It's hard to match the French poutine. So.
Yes, it is. Well, they're the inventors, right? So.
Oh, so I don't know. There's a lot of argument about that. There's a full article online. Like, I mean, it was like a 10-minute read on who thinks who made it, where it originated from, and I'm just like, I'm gonna leave this war to someone else. I'm not even gonna But no, I believe it's the French. It's definitely the French because they have the best.
Yeah, I think so too. They've like perfected it.
Oh yeah.
So what do you want to be when you grow up?
I don't know.
You haven't decided yet?
What? I have no clue what I want to be when I grow up. I mean, I'm doing it. I'm working, racing boats, raising a kid. I want to be a dad. It's so fun. Being a dad is the best. I mean, I love it.
So speaking of that, you have one child, is that correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Unless you know about anything else.
How old is Ben?
He is just turned 2 in January. 2 and on the move. He does not stop talking. The kid, so you go to hand him tools, his tools, his fake tools. He'll be like, no, he wants the real tools. But yeah, the kid's 100 miles an hour right now. It's crazy.
Well, 2 years old is a really fun year. They always say terrible twos, but it's not true. It's the threes that are tough. They really start challenging you.
Now I have to look to the threes. Great.
Yeah. Threes are tough, man. In my opinion, that was the toughest
Well,
one.
when they open the border,
So,
I'll just send him up to you for the threes.
yeah, all right. Sounds good. I've already got a Ben here, so yeah, I have two.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
teach him
Oh,
how
yeah,
to do
sure. We got a rink in the backyard, so. All right. So, Bobby, if you were to consider, like, I know there's a lot of good drivers that you race against, and maybe you've already answered this question, but who's your biggest rival over the years?
Well, I'd like to say it was, I mean, on a consistent basis, it was either Doug Martin or Dan Canfouche. But on a non-consistent basis, like when the big clash war happens, when I'd race against Jeff Bernard.
Yep. No, that's good. Canfouche is obviously like a Hall of Famer through and through. So,
Oh yeah.
And Doug's always had amazing equipment. He's got John driving a lot of his the 2.5 stuff now. But yeah, it is. So he's going to be a major contender in the HRL circuit when we get back going, and APBA. But just for myself, I know he's one of the ones I'm going to be looking out for.
Mm-hmm.
What about allies? You got any allies in the pits?
Man, I don't know. We hang out after the races, right?
Absolutely, we do.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think I have any enemies. I mean, I try to get along with everyone for the most part, but allies, I mean, usually when I'm on the course, I mean, there's no one that I dislike. I mean, I usually like everyone. I mean, someone might make me mad once in a while, but I do the same to everyone else too. So,
yeah, I've heard a few stories about that, but it is what it is. What it is.
Yeah.
That's when you're racing, you better be a competitor, or you might as well not even do it. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what would be your favorite car ever?
My favorite car?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, it's got to be the '65 Mustang. The '65 before the fastback. It's just a small little car, and it just looks really iconic. I like it. Nothing special about it. There's no big engine here. There's no big engine. There's nothing flashy about it. It's a small little Mustang. I like it.
Yeah. Cool. How many siblings do you have, Bobby?
I have two. Yep. I have one that's Kyle's, I think 21. Austin's 19.
Yeah, so lots of fun, and it wouldn't be too hard to get in trouble hanging around them, I'm sure.
Oh man, I thought I partied back in my day. Yeah, they got one up on me, that's for sure.
Well, you were always at boat races, so you were kind of you party, but there's somebody watching you all the time. So.
No, for sure.
All right, how about roughest water? What would you consider the roughest water you've ever raced on?
Well, I thought it was Brockville up until I raced the Bahornwall last year.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was I don't know, man. I'd be going down the straightaway and then, bouncing off this roller, that roller. I think I got to one point where they had the little kink in the front stretch there.
Yeah.
The water looked weird, and then it just all of a sudden it felt like it grabbed the boat, sucked it down, and went boom, 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 boom. I'm like, whoa, what the? I'm like, that's never happened before. It was, yeah.
I think it's the currents there, man, from the dams.
Oh yeah.
It does some weird stuff to the boat in certain areas of the course for sure. And actually entering into that top corner this year, the course was moved way down, but when they had the corner up higher, like further up the river, you could really feel it when you started to enter that corner. You could see the swirls in the water and make the boat like do a little jaunt, before you get in the corner. It wasn't a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer racing in rough water over smooth water. Just makes you drive harder. I mean, racing a smooth course. I mean, what fun is it just going down the straightaway, holding the wing a little bit, and then just turning? I like fighting the wheel, bouncing back and forth a little bit. That's what driving's all about.
I agree, and you see the really good drivers rise to the top in bad conditions. you know, a lot of drivers get really scared about rough stuff. So I personally like racing in rough water too for that reason, because I feel like it eliminates a lot of the competition right off the bat.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
I don't want to race in like oceans like Tonawanda's been a few times. So if you've won a lot of races in your career, what would you consider your biggest win?
It's got to be the Triple Crown in Cambridge. Pulling off the Triple Crown, it was that was a dogfight from the second we left the pits, you know, and it was wild. We were out there fighting for lanes, and everyone was leapfrogging everyone, and I'm sitting there, you know, I think we had like 40 seconds to go, and I'm like, well, we're all going to be close, but then I looked to my left and realized, I'm like, I'm in lane 6. I'm like, what am I going to do out here? I'm like, I'm going to lose. So I said, I'm like, I think we can make it to the 1 minute pin, but I'm like, this is my last ditch effort to try something. So I just gunned it and cut across from everyone to go through the infield. And Donnie Thompson, who did my radios, like, he's like, they're all following you. And I'm like, oh, that's what I wanted. And I come across and I see Doug Martin parked up there, and I'm like, man. And I looked in my inside, and there's Kip Brown. I'm like, I don't know where you're going to go, Kip. I'm like, sorry, Kip's a great driver. But I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm staying in lane 2. I'm like, because I know Kip's faster than me. Kip was faster than me. I think I was 5th fastest that weekend. So I held him behind Doug, and then they slowed up, hit each other and slowed up. And then, so we went and nailed the start. And I had, well, Mike Monahan was driving Greg Barker's boat at the time. I was driving that S88 for Sam Horner. So I nailed the start. I had Mike back there. I had Dutch Squires coming on the outside. I'm like, or no, wait, it was JP Squires. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. So we went down the front stretch. I turned right because I had enough boat lengths on everyone. Went way wide, pushing Squires out there, and then I look to my left and I see Mike coming up, so I take a hard left, and then I aim for the corner because I had enough boat lengths on them. So I just kept doing that to give them all but rough water and pulled it off at the end. So that was my favorite, biggest race I've ever won.
Well, it was the one that came to mind when I was writing the questions out for this interview. That was the race that came to mind for me.
Yeah.
I was there that weekend, and I was driving a T-boat at the time, so I got to watch the race. And anybody that hasn't seen that race, find it. It's amazing to watch, because you're right. When you say you turn right, I've never seen anybody go that far right on the straightaway and then come in and hit the apex pin almost to make sure that nobody get on the inside. You made the course hell for everybody. And,
Yeah.
and when you're not as fast as some of the guys, you have to do that.
Yeah.
You did the right thing. It was awesome.
I remember when I was younger, my uncle was racing, and someone was arguing about something, and my uncle said, you know, APBA rules. My uncle said, well, if you have 4 boat lengths, you own the course. You can do anything you want. So,
yeah,
you know, that's what I did. I said, I have enough boat lengths on everyone. I'm owning the course. I'm going wherever I can to give everyone rough water.
Yeah, and it showed. It was an amazing display of driving, and it was just fun to watch, man. Like, honestly, there were so many good boats in that final. It was anybody's guess who was going to win. But that was a cool weekend for you and your family too, because Brandon won the T-boat Triple Crown as well. He caught me on the last lap, actually.
Yeah, you led pretty much the whole race. You nailed the start and was gone for most of it.
Yeah, that boat was crazy fast, man. He had to brake to beat him for a while there.
Yeah.
That thing, I've never seen a T-boat like that. You probably never see one again.
No.
So that was an awesome weekend.
It's sitting in Delaware still. It's just, you know, the top of it's burnt to a crisp.
Yeah, you have somebody who's motivated to rebuild the boat if it's going to run again.
Yep.
So when was your first kiss, Bobby?
Oh. I don't know. I mean, it was, so there's 2 that come to mind. Delaney Daly Duff Daly's daughter. That was like when we were little. I've always like, yeah. Or it was kindergarten. I sat next to first day of kindergarten. I sat next to a girl on the bus going to school, and she kissed me. So
perfect. So nothing's changed. It started at a young age. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's too funny. All right. Who would be your favorite HRL staff member?
Staff? Oh. It's got to be Jonathan. If you look at him, his wheels are always turning, and it's just, like, I like to people watch. And I've sat there and I've watched him, like, right before the driver's meeting. I've watched him between heats, like standing out there on piers, and there's a lot going on in his mind.
Yeah, I've told him he's the best referee I've ever worked or seen, and since I started racing, he takes it super seriously and he's very consistent. So, yeah, he's good. He's good. They're very lucky to have him for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably get a lot of hate about this, but I've always said you need a referee that used to race competitively, not just be a weekend racer, hop in and go putt around. Jonathan was competitive. That's what you need. You need someone that knows what this driver's thinking, that driver's thinking, what boats do in certain spots, so you can make the right calls.
Yeah, I agree. It's a huge asset to our sport to have, just not some guy reffing that. It's not cars, right? So they don't always stick to the lane that you try and turn it in, and he does a really good job of determining if it was on purpose or if it was the boat, which is really tough. So he does a good job. If you were to pick a radio person, the best radio person in the pits, who would you pick?
Oh, it's tough. Now, you've never done my radio, so I can't pick you.
No, never done them yet. No.
It's between Pat Hewitt and Jimbo. Jimbo's really good. Pat's really good.
Yep, I agree.
And they both have great beer.
So they both started with me. They were both my former radio guys.
There you go. See, you taught them well.
Yeah, it must have been that.
But no, they're really good. I mean, you don't even have to have a talk with them on what you want to hear. They already know. So
exactly.
They've been around.
Oh yeah, they've been around the block. Pat started with me when he was 18, and he's in his 30s now. So he's been around a while. And Jimbo obviously learned from Mark as well. So good people, right?
Oh yeah.
So who's the sexiest driver in the HRL?
All right, Steve. I'll mention your name now. Steve Armstrong.
Yeah. I don't know if there'd be too many other people that would think that, but I appreciate that, Bobby.
I mean, I don't even have to look for you. I just take a glance of the pits, and then I see the shiny spot over there. Oh, there's Steve without his hat. All right.
True enough. Takes one to know one, Bob.
There you go.
Who would be your favorite NASCAR driver?
Man, I got all depressed when Dale Earnhardt Jr., said he was retiring. It was like my uncle retiring. It's like, I don't want that.
Yeah. He was good.
I wouldn't say
he was good for the sport.
I don't really have too many favorite drivers. I'll follow guys, but I gotta say, I think the driver I respect the most is Kyle Busch. I mean, people may not like him, but the dude is probably the best driver in NASCAR. So, I mean, he's just aggressive and he gets out there and gets it done.
Well, I think that's why people don't like him, because they're sick of seeing him win. He's super talented, of course. Yeah. So no, I agree. He's a great driver. We were talking about that the other day, actually, and everybody hates the guy, but you got to give him credit.
Yeah.
Who do you think is the oldest driver on the HRL circuit?
Dude, Jimmy King's got to be getting up there.
That was his birthday 2 days ago.
Oh, how old is he?
And I can answer that. He's 59.
Oh, he's definitely the oldest, right?
He's got to be close.
There's a couple of them.
I don't know.
I think there's a couple older gentlemen in 2.5 stocks. So
Yeah, and skiffs too.
I don't know. I mean, Jimmy King's still pretty good. So, you know, he gives the rest of us hope. If he can keep trumping along, then why can't we?
Yeah, you can only hope, right? I don't know if I've taken as good care of myself as Jimmy did, but
Oh, no, I definitely
all right, so without picking your own team, because obviously you're going to pick Brandon or whatever, but who's going to win the HRL championship this year in the Grand Prix class?
Well, Brandon's not on my team. He's Turner.
So you're
He's
going to pick Brandon then.
Motorsports. I'm just running Brandon's boat. Honestly, it's hard. I mean, you have the Steeler, but I heard when they won testing, they blew up an engine. So there goes Tater, just carrying over.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
the Steelers,
so tough.
I mean, if I don't pick Brandon, the Steelers fast. You have Ronnie Thompson with a surge engine now. They're going to be fast. You have Brody, who's, you know, the past couple of years, that boat's coming alive.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hate picking people who are going to win besides myself.
All right.
I would definitely not stand a chance.
Well, not this year maybe, but maybe in the future. You never know.
I'd have to pick the Steeler team if they don't have any problems. Yeah.
All right. How about H350?
H350? Sorry, Tyler, I'm not picking you. I want to say Kent's going to take it. If he runs a full season with his boat, I think he's going to do it.
I agree. He's proven year in, year out that he's the top of the class, and if he doesn't win it, he's in the top 2 or 3. So.
Yep.
All right. How about the Formula 2500s?
Oh, well, we just know what boat you just took the seat in. I would say you or I don't know, man. It's got to be you.
It's tough. I was looking at it, and like, there's so many good boats. Liddycoat's gonna be really fast. The 33, the 14, they're all fast. So it's hard to guess. And what do you think about the 2.5 stocks? Who's gonna win that?
And who's even in 2.5 stocks this year? I don't know.
Well, you're gonna have Amanda Brody, Owen Henderson.
Owen did
trying to think of who else was
Owen did good. He was just chasing some issues for a few weekends there, so I think he would have did a lot better if he didn't have those issues.
Yep. So Owen Henderson, eh?
Well, then you have the F-35 going, right? Or is that staying in the F class?
No, it's 2.5. It's Mathis Chiasson will be driving that with Patrick Howarth's team. So they're gonna be fast too.
I think it's between that one and Owen. It's between those two. Yeah.
Yep. No, that's a good pick. And what about the skiffs?
I'm picking Billy Sewell if he runs a full season. Billy Sewell. That'd
be cool to see.
Billy's he's always been around boat racing, and then his dad got a boat, and his dad's had boats, you know, throughout the years, like Bound for Glory, and then the Rock 5-liter, and then he got this skiff, and then I think Pack drove it for a little bit, and little Billy just wanted to drive, so finally his dad put him in there, and he just keeps getting better and better. So I'm picking little Billy. I mean, you know, you have the two favorites, Packer Dooney or Jimmy Stewart, but you know, little Billy's going to be a contender. He's going to be hard to fight with. So
that's good, because I haven't heard anybody else say anything other than Packer Stewart. So it's nice to have a third one in the mix.
Yeah, I always, I'll throw a wrench in there. That's fine.
Yeah, no, that's good. So if you were to play any other sport, what would it be?
Car racing.
What's that?
Car racing. Car racing.
Car racing. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
well, that's
I mean,
Makes
you asked me if I worked out, and I said no. You didn't want to go play football.
True enough. True enough.
Yeah.
Okay, who do you think the biggest mouthpiece is in the HRL series?
The mouthpiece?
Yeah, biggest mouthpiece, like mouthiest guy.
Oh man. Well, I don't think he's racing this year, but I'll pick Mark Thorette. Mark Thorette.
Yeah, he can.
Oh man.
That's
Like,
pretty
you know
good.
what? Like, you get on Mark's bad side, you're going to hear it from him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love the guy to death, but yeah. Yeah, that's another guy that for a few years there, me and him battled back and forth a lot. Yeah, he was
another good
was
driver. Sad to see him go.
He's got to
He was great for the sport too. So.
He's too young.
Yeah, hopefully he does come back. I personally like the mustard story from Detroit, but maybe when I do my interview with him, he can explain that one.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Who do you think is the youngest driver in the HRL series?
The youngest?
Yeah.
Amanda Brody?
How old would Amanda be? Is she like 19 or something?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, last year it was Owen. He was 16.
Then it's definitely still Owen.
Well, yeah, there's some coming though. I know Aiden Sovey's trying to get in. And then we just saw Grant Lidico drive a boat last week. He's only 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully those guys can. Maybe there'll be a rule put in place where 2.5 guys can start even younger. Who knows? But it's pretty neat to see these kids. Racing's going that way. And 40 is getting to be pretty old for a boat racer.
I think they should lower the class for 2.5. So, give those kids a couple of years experience. So, when they're ready, move up to the F class. It's more competitive. The same rules and everything.
Yeah.
But you just it's cutthroat in the F class.
Oh yeah, you don't want to be going in there without experience. That's for sure.
Nope.
So do you have any celebrity crushes?
Celebrity crushes?
Yeah.
Man, I'm living like a little bubble. I don't really. I don't know. It used to be Carrie Underwood, but
okay.
I guess she fell down the steps or something. I don't know. Oh man, yeah. Let's just leave it at Carrie Underwood.
All right. If you had a chance to go race in New Zealand, which boat would you want to drive?
Well, everyone's going to pick Ken Lupton's, but no, I would drive Warwick's.
The little lobster one.
Yeah, I would definitely drive that thing. That thing looks like it hauls in the straightaway. Yeah, I would definitely drive that.
Yeah.
Who wants to go over to another country to drive a Henderson? I can do that here. So,
True enough.
Yeah, so it's definitely Warwick's. If you're going to experience a new place, might as well experience a new boat also.
Yep, true. What would you think would be the biggest bromance in the pits?
You and Johnny Douche.
Yeah, it was a good one. It was a good one for sure.
Yeah, that was a great one.
I think it'll go down in history as a pretty cool time in boat racing for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's in the history books. That's all I know.
I'm gonna miss him being around at all the races because he brought a certain color to things.
He better come to some. I hope so.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so if you had anybody to pick to build an engine for you, who would it be?
Oh, man, it all depends on what class. If I was going 2.5, it would be Greg Barker.
Okay, yeah.
Or F class, Greg Barker. If I was going 350, it would be Hewitt. GP, I definitely would have to pick Surge. I mean, that.
Yeah, he's got the proof to back it up, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's for sure. Even though I'm not getting a Surge engine, it's my uncle built me 2 engines, so I'll be having a George Kennedy engine.
Oh yeah, when Brandon gets the Surge engines.
Yeah. Maybe I can like go to the shop down there and swap them. Not they won't. No, I think my uncle's engine will do really good. They ran it on the dyno and got really good numbers, so I'm happy with it.
Oh, I'm sure. He's been around a while. I'm sure they'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, who would you say is the most annoying driver?
We can't say that. We can't go there.
You're not gonna go there, eh? Okay. All right. Have you ever failed the breathalyzer?
Nope.
Never.
No, never. Yeah, I got a DUI in 2009, but that wasn't even a full racing weekend.
Yeah, that didn't count though.
No.
You can still race boats, right?
Yeah, yeah. The funny thing is, I lost my license, on probation, but I was still out racing boats. But yeah, never failed a breathalyzer. I usually I'm pretty good at watching how much I drink, on race weekends.
Yeah, well, you have to be if you want to keep your ride.
I cut myself off. I'll start drinking at like 6, and I cut myself off at 10, and have some pops before bedtime, and go to bed, wake up feeling fine.
All right. So, who do you think is the?
Have you ever failed a breathalyzer?
I have, yes.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Yes. Who do you think the strongest driver is?
Tommy Thompson.
I agree.
Does anyone else have a different answer? Because I'd like to hear it if they do.
Believe me, people have said other people, and I think they just forget about Tommy or something. But
yeah, the funny thing is, I remember like when I was little and young, well, not little, but in my teens, and my grandma would be telling me like, "You need to come in and stop partying," blah blah. I'd tell her no. She'd be like, "I'm gonna get Tommy Thompson." I'm like, "All right, I'm coming inside."
Yeah, you wanted nothing to do with him.
No, great guy.
All right.
No.
Who do you think the weakest driver is?
That's another one we should go.
I like that.
I'll get back to you after I see everyone do these push-ups.
Yeah.
Waist awareness. There's some pretty bad.
Tyler's refused to do them, so.
Yeah, I've gotten some mock excuses. I'm not gonna size, but
in from 2011 to 2015, HRL did an award for the driver that had the best record, like the best numbers, right? And it was Ken Henderson.
Yeah.
Who do you think it's been since?
The best record?
I don't know the answer. Like the best, if you were to average all of their finishes all the way throughout from 2015 till now.
Oh, 2015 till now. Well, it's not me because I haven't been consistently racing there. Probably wouldn't be me anyway because I like the tendency to jump the gun once in a while. Dylan Rooney, he's pretty consistent, but he won't put himself in a bad position to where he can get in trouble.
That's why he wins championships.
Yeah. Yeah. See, you have your safe racers and your kamikaze racers.
Yeah.
But no, he's pretty good because he keeps it. He plays the whole championship thing to the T. So it'd be probably between. Yeah, it'd probably be him.
Yeah, he's probably there. He's only been in the series for 3 years, and he still might have the best record. Yeah. I was going to say it would be between him, probably Kent again, or Brandon. But Brandon did have some engine failures and stuff, so it's tough to say. It's such a hard one. I didn't expect it when Kent won it. Like I expected it to be Bird or something, but it wasn't. It was Kent. So that's a cool award. I hope they do another one. They should be doing one at the next one because it'll be the next 5 years, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully they do that. So I'm trying to think of another question to ask you here. Do you have any pet peeves?
I don't like things on the kitchen table. I like a clean kitchen table, nothing on it.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Like it's got to be clean. Like I'll have anxiety. Like my fiance, she'll like pile some stuff up there. She's really clean with everything. I love her to death, but when she like starts piling some things up on the kitchen table, I'm just like, good, mind about it.
My wife would get along with you well then, because I'm the piler and she's the one who likes to clean. So I get in trouble all the time. So.
And then when I mentioned it to her, she's like, "Well, what about all your stuff on the table?" I'm like, "I got a hat, some keys, and then maybe a cup." I mean, oh,
That's funny. So, if you could change your name to anything you want, what would you change it to?
to anything I want,
Yeah.
man, it has got to be Brandon Kennedy. He's got a lot of fans in Valleyfield. You know, I want that fan base. You know,
I know.
I want to be able to walk through the crowd and people high fiving me and ask me for autographs. That's cool.
It is pretty cool. Do you think he's the most popular driver in the whole series?
Yeah, I mean, not saying it's because my cousin, but the crowd gets so freaking loud for him, it's ridiculous.
I agree. He's well known there, and he's won a lot there. So they, you become more loved the more you win there. We've seen that.
Yeah,
So
it's got to be his smile, his perfect hairline.
it's got to be it.
It's the hairline.
It's got to be it. I'm sure he'll have his chance to have words back at you whenever I interview him. Bobby, it's been a lot of fun. I appreciate you coming on. To all of our HRL fans, can get to know you a little bit better. I personally look forward to seeing you behind the wheel of a GP. I thought it's long overdue, so I'm pumped for that. And thank you for taking part in the quarantine questionnaire, man.
Yeah, this quarantine thing, man. I hope it's almost over.
I know. I guess Michigan's flooding right now, isn't it?
A couple hours north is flooding, so this weekend I guess bars are open up there too. So we're packing the camper and we're heading up north.
Perfect.
Yeah,
well, stay safe, man.
Yep. All right, buddy. It was nice talking to you. This is pretty fun, and I wish I could see you race the F92, but I don't think we're going to race this year.
Oh, well, be ready for next year then, I guess.
Yeah, you'll still be the driver next year, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
All right.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the quarantine questionnaire. Talk to you later.